If you're gonna be messy, I'd rather you just be messy with it. Like to try to hide it all within a prayer, it's just like, all right, you're doing a little bit too much. What do you think about it?
Anytime, I'm never comfortable when people cry and hold their phone. I am never comfortable because there's a part of me that's like, soon as you were done, you looked at it to see if it was good enough, if the cry was sufficient.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Love, Lust, and Badass Soul. I am one of your hosts, CEO Hayes, and I am joined by the lovely Miss Tonya D in the building. What's going
Merry Christmas!
on?
It's Christmas time. What's up, guys? It's me.
Delivered one of the most emotional podcast episodes ever with Urban Sweet Talk this week. I'm just waiting. I hope she doesn't give me my pink slip soon, since she's just ending podcast around here. But we'll see.
No way. It was just a long time coming, and all good things must end. It was a good thing, and it ended. But I am just overwhelmed with just how much love. When people was hitting me with the wait, what the fuck? That was really
Hmm.
like the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
On the second note of I took my final today, and real ass bitch. So I'm in a very good mood. I'm in a very, very good mood.
Yeah, you weren't. I think it was like literally before me and you got connected. I pulled the whole Ashton Kutcher thing and was like, I retired from podcasting on my solo show.
Oh, just playing
Just
games with
yeah,
people.
just to fuck with people. So
People do not respond well. They're like, what am I gonna do? I listen to this show on Thursdays, going to work. I'm sorry.
oh, that's deep.
But it's all good. It's out of love. So I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, the dope 7 years to be doing anything is amazing. Like in podcasting, where most podcasts really don't. I think I read something like most podcasts don't make it 6 months. So to make it 7 years, that's a testament to like all the work that you put in.
Bro, whatever that 6 month period is, I've wanted to quit in that time for 7 years. So um it just gets hard, and I think people don't really understand all the work that podcasts require.
Yeah,
And it's not just, oh, I feel like talking shit, and I know people who talk shit, and we can have a roundtable discussion about talking shit.
shit. Yeah,
And and it just I think a part of me with the show, like I was in my 20s still when
yeah,
I started the show,
that's crazy.
and now I'm an adult lady, and there's different content that's
So,
important to me. So yeah, I'm excited.
well, there you go. Well,
How
all the
you been?
niceties. I've been really good. I can't complain at all.
Y'all notice this new lighting he has?
It's not new lighting.
It is new lighting. You're trying
See,
to outlight me.
that's
That's
not
okay.
true. It
Cause
can't
I'm
happen.
gonna it's okay. I'm gonna fix my little lamp. It's fine.
I show up with the same beard every day. People show up because they just want to know what type of hairstyle you're going to have this week. So I can never outshine
A lie and the truth ain't in you.
you. Well, let's get into the shits this week. This first one is just, and we were texting about it. You were like, what J.R. Smith situation? So his wife,
I
Jill
never know.
Harris, 10 minutes of prayer where she just puts his business all out in the streets. And I hate messy shit like this, where it's like, if you're going to be messy, I'd rather you just be messy with it. Like to try to hide it all within a prayer, it's just like, all right, you're doing a little bit too much. What do you think about it?
Anytime, I'm never comfortable when people cry and hold their phone. I am never comfortable because there's a part of me that's like, soon as you were done, you looked at it to see if it was good enough, if the cry was sufficient and exuded the emotion you wanted to on screen. And it's just something very disingenuous about it.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual situation, and her praying for her man, his penile, and the woman he is putting that in. Um, the obvious thing is that it's crazy, and why would you even care about said other woman? Um, but then there's this other part of me that's like, if she want to hurry up and have compassion and forgive, more power to her.
Yeah.
But as far as me and my household, that's not happening over here. I will be praying, but condemning y'all to hell.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Did you see his follow up by chance?
I
His tweet was
did.
hilarious. I'm like,
I
all
didn't
right.
see tweets. I saw like a little post
Oh
or
yeah, it
something
was like
like
a
that.
it was like a Instagram story post or something in which he was like,
Yeah,
but God's child didn't tell y'all been separated for 6 months or however he worded it. I'm paraphrasing. That's wild.
bro. Way to remove yourself from responsibility. Love it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes there are marital issues. So I think that one, sometimes we may be quick to judge or whatever.
Mhm.
But sometimes marriages go through things and sometimes they're separated and sometimes they deal with other people while they're separated, or maybe it's just flat out cheating. But at no point am I going to prop my goddamn iPhone up and do a virtual prayer for anybody.
Okay, fair enough.
Um, but it's JR, he look high half the time. So
He,
any other thing that he
yeah,
does is like,
yeah,
oh, all right.
fair enough. Did you see the ASAP Rocky sex tape?
By the grace of God, I hadn't.
Good. Don't see. I woke up this morning. I was doing my normal, clear the stuff from my eyes, go about my business, take my piss, don't judge me, and then look at my phone, and I'm just like, why is ASAP Rocky trending? Like his last album sucked, and I'm like, me being a hip hop head, I'm like, hopefully it's music. I'm like, oh okay, well yeah, I'm done. I'm off that. So ASAP Rocky's right now muted on my Twitter timeline, so I don't even see any tweets that say ASAP Rocky.
Well, I guess I saw what was going on, and then I was like, I guess I'm just not interested. And then I had to try to go search for it. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna go search for a video of a man giving lackluster dick. I'm not. So better things to do in my time. And I didn't see it, and I was like, all right, well.
They were killing that man's stroke game, but whatever. To each his own. Let's let's get into our actual topics for today before we keep talking about ASAP. This first topic today is something that I see. I even know some podcasters or some. I ain't gonna put nobody's business out there, but these OnlyFan accounts are just going like it was one of those things where it's like some like B-list celebrities had them at first, and that's how people started knowing about OnlyFans, and now it's just like everybody with these OnlyFans accounts. What do you think about it?
I mean, I saw a person tweet that they made $600 in a day, and I was like, what is going on there? I'm not curious enough to get an account to inquire,
Mm-hmm.
but here's the thing. I feel like women are exploiting their bodies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving the goods away for Instagram for 123 likes. It's like you might as well get $15. Like, to me, if you're gonna put that type of content out, and the girls are out and your ass is out and you're very scantily clad most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, there are simps out here that will pay for that.
That is an
And if
absolute
they're
fact.
gonna pay for it, like, I don't see why not. I gotta ask my man for permission because he be acting all bougie and selfish. But apparently the girls are making money and I can't hate on that.
Yeah, pouring chocolate on their feet and so all types of stuff going on
Look,
OnlyFans.
man, whatever gets it done, gets your phone bill paid. I have nothing to say about that. Like, at first I was like, I can't believe this is actually going off without a hitch.
Yeah.
And then I just, I'm very feminist, like, to my core sometimes. Well, I feel like if men are gonna spend money, those same creepy dudes that go under your comments like, hey, beautiful, so, oh, baby, cute, all that weird shit. If those guys are willing to come out of their checking and savings to give you some doubloons, then I don't see anything is wrong with that.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you think do you think that it's kind of like oversaturated, or do you like, what are your thoughts?
it's hard to say that it's oversaturated already. Like it's such a fairly new thing, but it does seem like it. It's like people have
Really?
OnlyFans accounts for like it's not even just sexual stuff. Like there are people with workout OnlyFans accounts, and it's just like I get it. Like like, and that's one of the questions on here. Like, is it an entrepreneurship? And I guess it can be in a way, like depending on how you use it. But like, of course, all that gets publicized for the people that's using it for the sex pages or whatnot. I want to see somebody actually like use this for like a cooking channel or something, like something positive. Like, and that's not to say that sex work isn't positive. I don't want to get.
Ain't
Don't send me
nobody
those
trying to pay
tweets.
for no damn recipe. Ain't nobody going
Mm,
to OnlyFans for recipes unless the recipe is TNA.
okay. Well, there you go. You got. Could you date somebody with an OnlyFans page?
No, stop that.
Why not?
What?
It's just work. If it
Why?
was paying the bill, so if your man came home and was like, "Look, I can guarantee come bring it home $2,000 a week on just OnlyFans. You
What are
ain't got to
you
work."
doing on there? Is the question. Like if you jacking off into a sock or some random things or making
Uh,
boomerangs, as you so
you know
eloquently
what?
put it,
I'm
the
so tired of being
answer
called
is
out for that.
no.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Now, if you're doing the Carlton dance and women are paying for that, then
Mhm.
guess what, baby? It's Carlton dance time. Put up
Babe,
your
do,
jazz,
do that little
put on your
dance. Do
jazz
that little
clothes,
dance.
spirit fingers, get them ready. Yeah, but other than that, no. I do know a married couple where the wife does have one, but
Mm,
she's like into fitness, and even though she's already scantily clad, she's not pee popping. So it's really just like her photos and whatever from her fitness things. And there are guys that get off on that. And of course, they pay her. So again, if there are people out there that's going to waste their money from 2 weeks of work or one, whatever,
mhm,
um, then I say, why not? Like, go ahead and be an entrepreneur if you like.
mm. Well, there you go. There you have it. That's our thoughts on the OnlyFans page. Let's move into the next topic. This is, I get my weird facts, and I put them on the show, so don't judge me.
Please
Um,
do.
the average couple only spends 2 to 4 minutes a day having heart-to-heart conversations, but over 3 hours on average looking at their phones. What do you think about
Um, that's unfortunate.
that?
And that's why I feel like that builds up resentment in relationships
Okay.
because it means that's less time that you're getting because I think people have this idea that once you're with somebody, you know them, and so you don't have to pay attention to them anymore. But the reality is, like, if you're spending, like, if it's a serious relationship and you're spending a significant amount of time together, the fact that you're not really communicating anymore is like a red flag because it's like people are changing every day. So for you to not have an interest in who they are growing to be,
Yeah.
but you take a keen interest on whatever the hell sweet Lily 47 did today, um, I think that we have prioritized entertainment over like interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
Because even when you go out, and I notice it when I'm out with my friends sometimes, is we're out and I'll just look up and everybody's on their phones. It's like what's happening right now is slightly less important
Well,
than
yeah.
what's happening on my timeline. And like personally in my relationship, like we talk a lot. We talk a lot. And that's because like we're really good friends.
Mm,
So it sounds corny, but it's like we're really good friends and it matters because I don't have to be a girlfriend all the time, or you know what I mean? Like sometimes I could just shoot the shit. And like one of our things is like we go on a balcony, we get our lime water, um, or end our coffee,
mm-hmm.
like two old ass people, and we sit on on the balcony, legs crossed, and we just sip and talk for a while. And it's like one of the highlights of my day because it's like I get to communicate one with somebody I even give a fuck about. Like we don't
Yeah.
even know these people on socials. We don't know these celebrities, but the people that's right next to us, we don't really kind of pay them that much attention.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful to be in a situation. It's probably just more because of the way I am Like he's not really like that, but just being around me enough, he's like, all right, so it's chit chat time. Like, all right, let's do this. And I don't know, I just feel like that's way more important. And that's why people are putting up, posts about their relationships and such. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it. I was surprised to see that it was literally it was 2 to 4 minutes. Like that's it. I'm having heart. Like that's an empty ass relationship, and I don't
That's
like
not
to
even
judge it.
high and by.
Yeah, and my thing is too is like, all right, so is this 3 hours looking at your phone? Is that counting texting? Maybe your significant other? I don't know, but like, sometimes you have to put the devices down and actually just connect. And even if it's just to see the expression on the face is a lot different than just texting it. And so I think we get so caught up in having the ease of access to people through our phones, whether it be on social, celebrities, people you don't fucking know. Like we get caught up in that and thinking that that's a genuine connection, and it really isn't. Yeah, you can meet genuine people through that, and I don't want to like act like it's just all empty conversations, because
Mhm.
you can have deeper conversations there on social media. But when you're actually in a relationship with someone, you guys are living together, you guys are only having 2 to 4 minutes of conversation a day. That's bad. Like there's nothing positive about that.
Well, I would say also for the people who don't live together, who are in relationships that don't live together,
Hmm.
I could see how that could be a thing
Yeah.
because they get so wrapped in their personal lives and they don't have to come home to them necessarily.
Hmm.
So when they're having a bad day, they get to black them out if need be.
Yeah.
You could just not answer your text or call, and that's kind of the end of that. And so your conversation is limited to a couple of minutes a day
Yeah.
because one, most people text and call or FaceTime. So I could see how that could happen with a couple that doesn't live together.
Okay.
But as far as if you do live together, like my thing is like I never wanted to create my home as a space for turmoil. Like I don't want him sitting outside in the parking lot, like
Hmm.
fuck, I gotta go in the house and deal with this woman. Like I never wanted to be
Yeah.
that person or have that type of home that when my partner walks in, they feel like they're walking into like a war zone.
Yeah.
Like I don't want them to have to walk on eggshells because I'm having a bad day, or um, and like I said, like just being friends is really really important because when you don't feel like being in the relationship and the partner and all this other shit, you can just shoot the shit,
Yeah.
and that should take up a considerable amount of time if you do like and or care about them. So
There you go. There you have it. Great words from a great woman. I love it when you do that. Let's get into our last topic before emails for this week. And this one is, can a relationship be successful if they have wildly different sex drives? And this one was actually DM to us from a listener. So this isn't something that I came up with. But I felt it was an interesting topic to have a conversation about.
cool. So what do you think?
I I don't want to say that it can't be successful, but I think that it may ultimately be some resentment, maybe on both sides. Like,
Mhm.
well, and to kind of flesh it out more, it's like, all right, yeah, you can have a crazy sex drive, right? But as long as you're still like, kind of like the letter we had the other day, where the guy was just all sex, 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 and he didn't think about like the quality time. Like, you can have a wild sex drive, but not always just only think about sex. So as long as
Right.
that balance exists, I think that it's possible. But even then, somebody may who doesn't understand it may look at it and be like, look, this is weird. I'm not used to this.
I mean, yeah, I don't feel like that will work out for a long-term relationship because that's gonna mean it's gonna leave a void in the
Hmm.
relationship that one of you know you can't fill.
Okay.
And that's gonna linger over the relationship forever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
People find indirect ways to lash out about the actual void. Um, but I feel like, yeah, if your sex drives are different but if you're cool and you're interested in trying to change it,
Yeah.
so let's say your sex drive is too low and this person, I wouldn't say they have a high sex drive, but like a normal, you know, maybe you should, consume maca root. I don't know. eat some seafood, some aphrodisiacs. Like there are things to try to enhance that.
Yeah.
However, I feel like if you have like an over appetite for sex, contact, like all of those things, like I feel like if you have a very high sex drive, I don't think there is a middle ground for that.
Okay.
I feel like once you're up there, you're used to getting that. If you're used to drinking Coca-Cola, nothing else is going to suffice for that. You can't drink a Sprite, a Dr. Pepper, some random shit that says soda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you like and you like what you like. And I don't think that there is a middle ground with them, because that means they would have to suppress their actual sexual desire
That's a good
just to
point.
be with you.
Yeah.
And it's not going to come off as a fair balance, because it's not like you're ever going to meet that expectation for someone that has a higher than normal sex drive. Now, someone with the low sex drive, like I said, there are things you could try to do to get more in the mood and things like that. But I don't think it works in the opposite way. You can't like unhave a baby. Like it's
But
kind of like that to me.
let me play devil's advocate. Do you
Sure.
think that it's possible though to have, let's say someone has a high sex drive because like that's just what they've trained themselves to think that's what a connection is. That's how they feel connected to the person they're with. Do you think that they can learn to channel that energy into other things? So let's say you go in with the high sex drive because, again, like I said, you just that's the way that you connect with your partner. But over the course of being with that person, you guys find other things like playing chess together, watching movies together, sitting there cuddling, taking baths together without actually physically having sex. Do you think that then? No, you said you don't think you have to suppress it, but do you think it can be channeled other places to where you don't feel like you're suppressing it?
Um, Honestly, no, I
Okay.
don't, because I feel like that is just distraction,
Okay. Fair enough.
and distraction only lasts for so long until it dawns on you that you're still missing this void. You
Okay.
can try, and I would encourage everybody to make, you know, an honest attempt. But for me, I like to be more realistic and just understand that they have to suppress a whole part of them that really satisfies them. You know, one of the top three things that satisfies them, you can't give it to them. And if you don't match that same sex drive, because it's going to come to one person kind of being more reserved, like kind of like, hey, like relax, let me, and all of that builds up resentment over time. It's
Okay.
like, okay, well, maybe sex 5 times a week is too much for you. And if we cut it down to 3, but on that third day, the person with the low sex drive is like, I'm not into it today, and he's like,
Yeah.
but you promised me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see how that will work long term, I
Okay.
guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let us know what you guys think. Send in any emails to us at lovelustandbas@gmail.com. Let us know how you feel about it. But we're gonna go ahead. Anything left before we get into our break, Miss Tanya?
Not a damn.
We're gonna go ahead and get into our break, and we'll be right back after this.
I
Do do
need
do do
you
do do do.
to send me the show run again. I
Okay.
feel like I deleted it
Uh uh uh.
and I don't know where it is.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know where it is.
There you go. See, that's a light skin thing right there. That's a light skin mistake. So you haven't had it this whole time. You've been doing good without it. Look at you.
I'm a professional. Well, I'm just
Just sent
like,
it
my
to you.
eyes keep darting. You're going to notice later, but my eyes are darting. And I'm like, carry the one? What is today? A remainder? I knew it was open. And then when I looked at the date, it
Uh-huh.
says the 5th. And I'm like, but that's not even. But it was like last week's, but it had like an old date on it. I don't know. The confusion was
Mm-hmm.
happening, but
I see. I see.
we're going to get it together.
My dog is staring right at you.
Wow. Huh?
I said my dog is staring literally right at you on the screen.
Hello. hello, little baby.
He can hear you. Stop,
Hi.
big ass dog. All right.
It's so funny because dogs know when you're talking to them. Like when you're
Mm-hmm.
talking a normal voice, they're not really paying attention. But if you go doo doo and then you start talking like that, they're like, "Oh, what's up?" All right. Now swing your partner, Josie Doe. What does it say? Okay, I'll read the first one.
See, since you had to get that close to the screen, you're officially old. I'm just letting you know. I
I
don't like
don't
that.
put my
That's
glasses. Jesus.
I'm like, damn, were you trying to go into the internet? Is that what you were trying to do?
Wow, you can't even be blind anymore. I feel seen. All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're about to read your emails. Nothing too crazy this week, thank God. You guys have calmed down a little bit. I shouldn't have said that. I
I think it's
should
the
not have said that.
holidays.
Yeah, yeah. Give
The
us that.
holidays made people like,
Yeah, get it together. Well, I don't know because you know that the last when we got that woman who was in love with her cousin, that was about the holidays. So
she just wanted to tell us that she was hunching on her cousin. That had nothing to do with nothing we had going on over here.
that's a fact.
Anywho, let's get into this week's listener. First
Oh,
listener email. This says, why? Questions that need answers. Hey guys, I found this podcast about a month ago and I have been binge listening and I have now made it to October. Girl, I hope you're past that now. But thank you so much for binging. I love. Now to business. So I have been off and on with my kid's dad for the past 14, 15. 14, 15 what?
months, years.
We're gonna say years just for the sake of
Okay,
argument.
there you go.
I have not talked to another dude or tried to get the attention of another dude for over 11 years. That's disgusting.
Mhm.
Since I was pregnant with our oldest, and I am now at the point of being tired. My question is, these are all in caps, by the way.
She is mad.
Like she was definitely tweeting in like Trump font. Um, why is it that dudes think they have ownership over their baby mamas? Why do they feel the need to do whatever they want, but we have to be faithful to these fuck boys? Why can't they take what they dish out? Have a wonderful day. Thanks for writing. Thanks for acknowledging um the fuckboy community.
Mm.
Um,
Speak on it.
now, okay. So one, why would you sit and be loyal to somebody for 14 to 15 years on and off while they're getting to live their goddamn life?
Mm.
They're getting to do their wildest dreams. They're making them come true. And you're being nice and faithful. So here's the thing with this, because I do feel like I don't have any children. So I mean, I'm only speaking from an outside looking in view. Let me say that first before people are like, you don't know until you're a parent, you're not gonna understand. I be like, there are very basic common sense things that I just don't think I would have to endure 40 weeks of pregnancy to know. Some
Mm.
things are kind of just very plain. But in this case, there is an element that I think men do feel some entitlement
Mm-hmm.
to the woman that birthed their children, because it's like it's not when they turn 18 you're forever tied to this person until the child is no more or you are no more, but you are connected to that child forever. There is no when they turn 18. You both created a life. um and that's why, like, I know there are a lot of jokes with women like, I don't like dealing with men who got baby mamas and whatever, because I feel like I think it's on both ends, that the sense of entitlement, whether you're together or not.
Yeah.
And then, women do tricky things when they see their baby daddy as their property.
Mm-hmm.
And it first turns into, I don't want that bitch around my kids. When really it's like, wow, nigga, you just gonna start a new family with my baby? That's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as you say that why are they like that? My answer is because you allow them to be, and I don't want to remove them from responsibility or accountability It's just, it's very basic. People treat you how you allow. So you're saying, like, I haven't even tried to get attention from another man. Try it.
Yeah,
Try it. Just see how it works out. You never know. It might be the love of your damn life. But you're sitting idle, wasting time. Thing that time is a thing that one you don't even have. So you're wasting time and you're saying this is 11 years on and off. Okay, so what were you doing on the off? Like, so you're just evading men altogether so that you can keep it tight and right for your baby daddy. Like,
that's what she.
I
That's how she walks by, so she don't see no other man. She just,
don't even connect pupils.
yeah, you
I don't
can't.
know what she's doing, but I mean, like, I appreciate you writing in, and but my only thing is that men treat you how you allow. And if a man determines that he can get away with certain things with you, if he determines that one, I mean, you're never gonna have a complete off, you'll be back. If men kind of think that way about you and that your word doesn't mean anything, or you don't mean what you say when you say them, then they're gonna take those opportunities to treat you like property. You stay because that is how men think women should always be. Like, even the Bible tell women basically to shut up and sit down and listen to men. Like,
Hmm.
so again, it's just explore the world, see what else is out there, get attention from other men, go on dates, go on Facebook dating. Apparently that's a new thing. Anywhere. But to sit idle and waste your life because you are a baby mama, I don't know, man. I just feel like you have time and space to spread your wings, and you just don't have to wait on fuckboys. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and so I'm gonna talk about both sides because they both have responsibility in this, and I want to start off just in one piece in this email. It says like they do whatever they want, but we have to be faithful. Like you don't. You can break that chain. You have to have
Period.
you have to have ownership over your own life. And I get it that that people will get in these relationships and feel like out of a sense of obligation or whatever. But the first obligation you owe to yourself and your children is to your own happiness.
Period.
That's the first thing you do. And so to say that like to act like you're chained down you're taking away your own power as a woman when you look at it that way, because at the end of the day, like what Tanya said, people are gonna do what you allow them to do. And if you cut that hard and you have to do it you have to wean yourself off of it and him as well, because there is some level of you're used to being in this routine, and so you've just normalized it. You have to break yourself from it and take ownership back over your own life. As far as like why people see ownership over their baby mamas, it's just it goes back to things with boys and some men, is that some people when they get the new action figure, they don't want nobody else playing with it, and that's how he sees you,
But
unfortunately.
also, when I want to put it on the shelf,
Oh yeah,
nobody else still better not
you
play
still
with
better
it.
not touch it. I mean
I'm
I
gonna
play
get
with
new
it for 6 months.
toys,
Yeah.
all this new shit, but don't touch that other stuff that I have over there that does have some type of, sentimental value to me.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe is it's not genuine that they don't feel that way. It's the opposite, that they feel so much of that,
Yeah.
that they have the ability to walk in and out of your life at their leisure because you're holding on to who they used to be to you. You're holding on to the fact that this is the father of your child. You're holding on to the fact that essentially you would have wanted a family. When you had that baby, you weren't thinking of being alone.
That is true.
And that is something that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about with the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing, because there is a part of that that is grief from the idea that this was supposed to be a family. I wasn't supposed to be at my baby shower alone.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to go through all of 40 weeks and appointments, and I wasn't supposed to do this alone. That's not what I had in mind. And sometimes it's hard to let go of the idea of this family you thought you once were going to have, and now you don't. So you kind of settle for the family, part-time family, the family that you can get, like weekend family. Like, you settle for that. And that's not to say that she's exactly doing this. I understand what she's saying. She's saying, like, why do they feel that way?
Hmm.
But I mean, I just haven't surveyed at least 100 fuckboys to really concur any of this information. But I get it though. I definitely, prior to my current, we both don't have kids, so thank God, because I have definitely been in situations where baby mama was not thrilled of my existence.
Mm.
And it's like, you're all the way over there. I don't even know. Like, I don't even,
What? Why can I envision that's something that you've literally said? Like, you are all the way over there. Why are you worried about what I'm
serious.
doing?
You're all the way over there. I'm here. And it's like, I don't even want your family. It's like, this nigga just like to take me out and I like to agree. This is
I like
nothing.
to eat. I like food.
This is nothing to do with the babies and the, oh, I want to be because I feel like that's like instant family. You add the person and stir, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
family because the kids are there, everything is already there. But when it's men and you're dealing with a baby mama, they will
Baby's
call
mama,
that man
mama.
3 o'clock in the morning, like, my baby need a new pacifier. The one we had fell on the ground. Ma'am, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Anyway, it is 3 something in the morning. And women play all these weird games to get his attention, when it's baby mama and she hasn't let go of the idea of this is my family. And so as the other woman, the girlfriend, she's never going to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how Alicia Keys pulled that shit off, but it was seamless and beautiful.
It's the baritone voice.
They had
That's
a
what.
beautiful, relationship. And now, what do they call it? A mixed family? No, that's not the word. There's a word that they use.
Oh,
Blended family.
yeah. There you go.
Blended. They have a blended family now. So yeah, girl, maybe you should just blend. Mm-hmm.
We're done. We're done. Not just maybe you should.
I didn't even do anything.
Oh man. All right, let's get into this second email. This one is
Yes.
just simply titled, "Am I a sex addict?" Well, let's find out.
Did you write this?
Huh?
Huh?
What you say?
Did you write this?
No. What?
Oh,
No.
because I don't know. Maybe sometimes you'll send in a personal journal. You might send in a personal journal and be like, yeah, this is a listener email.
Oh no.
It's
I
not
just
me.
ask you. I ain't got no
It's
shame.
someone else.
I have no shame. I would just ask. I'd be like, look, this is what happened.
Just checking. Just checking.
Nah, I mean, if I have some rabbit mentality sometimes, so it is
Let's
what
just
it
what? The email. Let's get right into the
is. I mean,
email.
you open. For the past year, my girlfriend has transformed into an asexual. She says we used to screw like rabbits. Anyway, anyways, I want sex every day. It's fun, exciting, and I love the intimacy. And whenever I see her, I get turned on. She lives with me too, and always walks around in just a shirt, which drives me wild. Handle it, bruh. She has no urges whatsoever anymore. She would be fine with sex one time a year. I didn't get birthday sex this year, and I'm going mad with a sexless life. When I talk about it, she just tells me I'm a sex addict and it's not normal to want it daily. I feel like it's totally normal for girls and guys alike. She wants me to see someone about my sex addiction. At the same time, I would like to see a sex therapist because we have a sexless love life. Every other aspect of our lives are great. This is the only issue. How can we come to a good resolution?
We need a resolution. We need a So, do
That
you
is
have a
the
resolution?
song I am ending this podcast on. Thank you for that. Um, I don't know how to attack this one. Okay. So I don't think, well, you not being okay with sex just one time a year does not make you a sex addict. You feeling like you have to have it every day may make you a sex addict. Her only one, like, I don't know. It feels like
He said once a year. So that means if he would have asked for a second one, she'd have been like, whoa, relax. Did we not do
you're
it
you're not
7 months ago?
you're not doing it until June 2020.
That's really unfortunate that he's getting sex like pap smears, but I just feel like if this what this go, this goes back to what I was just saying about the different what's the word, sexual desire or
Sex drives.
sex drives.
Yeah.
Yes, so it goes back to that. Is that maybe this is a prime example that she has an incredibly low sex drive, and you have a high sex drive. Now, I'm not going to say that you're a sex addict, because to me, anything more than once a year doesn't warrant any red flags that something is wrong with you. And I think that, I mean, like, it depends. It depends, because as a woman, I, okay, it's probably going to sound bad, but I don't care. But as a woman, I don't want to be like fetishized all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm cleaning dishes, or I'm straightening a bookshelf, or I'm really contemplating some shit and writing. It's like that's
But
every
Tonya,
moment
if you
isn't a
didn't want to
move.
be fetishized, you shouldn't look like that.
Look, what Jesus has done is not my fault.
How many times has someone said that to you? Because I know someone's had to.
What?
Like, well, if you don't want to be fetish, if you didn't want me to make this comment, why'd you post the picture?
No, no.
No. Good.
Because honestly, okay, so side note, honestly, if I post something and the girls are sitting and I took it that way, I am fully aware of whatever attention that's going to warrant. So I don't trip when I see it. I
Okay.
may not engage, but I know the titties are out. You're looking, they're great. You're going to say something, and I'll be like, oh, that's up. And I keep it moving because it's not personal. It's not because it's like special titties. No, it's just bare skin, and men like to see it. And it doesn't matter if it was Tonya, anybody else. So that's why I don't take those things personal or feel objectified, because it's like I already know what I look like. So you're welcome. But in this case, I don't know what she does and doesn't look like, but it seems that she doesn't have a sex drive. Or or hate to say this is also an option. She just may not be sexually attracted to you. Maybe you don't do it for her,
Mm. Maybe
but
she's
maybe
gay
you
now.
pay all the bills so
So
she
she's
give
a
you sex
hobosexual.
once. I don't know what the situation is. All I
Mm.
know is there is an extreme imbalance, and just as much as she's trying to push you to go see a sex addict therapist or teach someone about your sex addiction, I would be equally like, wow, I don't even know if you have a labia. I don't know what you have because we don't use it. So I would be equally pushing that she needs to go see someone about that. Maybe we talk to the same person. They tell me where I am at fault. They tell you where you are at fault, and we can come to a common ground. But again, like I said, if someone has a high sex drive and the other person doesn't, it almost doesn't matter how amazing your relationship is, because that's the three most important things to that person, and you're not meeting it.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know how to follow that up. Like, I don't. The thing is like, really, what can you do for someone who just doesn't have any sex drive? Like, you can't even like try to like turn them on or anything. Like, the it's almost no middle ground. Like, she does not seem to care about what you do, bro. Like, what did you do, bro? Maybe he's leaving
um,
out of here. Like, maybe she like caught him in like a wild orgy with like three midgets and just did it. Or,
I the only thing I can think of is just that she's not sexually attracted to him,
mm,
because men definitely have those moments. When he's talking about in just a t-shirt, men definitely have moments around the house when they're just being regular, and you like, oh, hey boo, like, and you're like, oh, okay. So you want to have fun?
yeah.
You want to listen to rap music?
Have you
Um,
worked out today? Have you had a chance to get your cardio in?
yeah, and like I like gashing because I be like, hold on. Let me look at your pectoral situation. Your chesticles are popping today. Okay. So what you trying to do? You trying to have a baby? You want to practice? You just want to see what it's like?
Well,
Shoot clubs up, anything, you know what I'm saying? But it happens. It happens when you're attracted to someone. You have an appetite for them. You crave them. You want them. So if you're the only person doing the wanting, then there's an imbalance. And it's not to say that it's necessarily your fault. But
shoot.
that was sweet that he was like, I probably am a sex addict. I'm going to write this podcast because I don't need a regular resolution. I need a good resolution.
CJ and Tanya seem like they'll be good people to answer this question. Let me send this on into them.
Right. They seem like sensible people. They'll figure this
And I
out.
think I know who sent this to, only because somebody left a message on the last episode
I
uh
would
and,
hope not.
and asked, is this podcast only for women to ask advice? And then we get this. Like, this literally came like 2 days later. So I'm thinking,
You see how he let it marinate? He was like, no, I'm not going to send it right now. Because if I send it right now, they're going to know
they'll
it's me.
know. Exactly.
Wait 2 business days. Bam. Yeah. That's the only thing I can get from that. And again, I don't think that you are a sex addict. I just think that you have an insatiable desire to have sex with your partner. And I don't think anything is wrong with that.
Bust it wide open. That's all I got to say. That's my only advice.
Wait, you need to really clarify.
I guess I do.
You don't just say some shit like that and like, all right, guys, see y'all next week. You don't do that.
All right, everyone. See y'all next week. We're going to go
You're
ahead and do
not.
our plugs. No, but seriously, that's a conversation needs to be had, and a lot of this does need, like, you guys may need to sit down and talk to someone. I don't throw around therapy too lightly, but it definitely seems like it would be needed at least a couple of sessions to kind of figure out what's going on there.
For sure.
Yeah, and be prepared for what Tanya said, because if does get to the point where she's just not attracted to you anymore, you need to get yourself mentally prepared for that, because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt right here.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I don't know what I would do.
Man, that would I don't to be with someone and then, like, for them to say, like, look, I just really wanted to, like, I'm just not attracted to you anymore. Like, physically, you make me sick.
I
I'd
will
like, you know
take a
what?
brisk walk into the kitchen,
All right, I'm gonna
find
head
the
out.
most expensive wine glass, and just pour no splash bleach right inside of it and take a couple sips. Because it's like wanting someone that you're in a relationship with is such an important part of being in a relationship, is to be wanted. And that's why, outside of people just seeking variety, but I feel like that's a large reason why some people may stray or cheat or whatever you want to call it, is because that want isn't always there. Like, they
Mhm.
love you, but they don't want you. They don't desire you that way. And that's how I know I'm gonna be one of those older women that's still looking like a bad bitch, because it's like, let me tell you something about women, especially Black women. We age gracefully, and even crackhead women, you cannot tell them they still not cute. They still walk like they cute. They still talk like they cute. They can get your man. You know what I'm saying? Their confidence is on 10. So I feel like, and this especially for a man, I don't feel like men talk about men insecurities enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, especially also, men don't get fat shamed enough. It's a lot.
That is a whole topic to crack open for another day, man. You trying to be here for another 12 hours, like.
I'm ain't. I'm ain't. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, any parting words? If not, give them your social media. Let's get the hell up out of here. And I need some food. That's what I need. I need some food.
I don't have any parting words. There's not a show next week.
There
Christmas.
is not. You know what?
So
Yeah, good
happy
point.
holidays if you believe in white Christian Santa and Jesus and all that stuff. So Kwanzaa. Not Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. All right, all right.
I
So happy
refuse.
holidays.
I refuse to let an old, overweight white man take credit for the gifts that I bought my kids.
And he called your children disparaging things like hoes. It's
See,
terrible.
no, I'm good. I'm good on that. Yeah, no show next week. Thank you, Tanya, for pointing that out because I would have ended this with see y'all next week, and then they would have been like, these motherfuckers lied to
It's
us.
next week, nigga.
So
Oh
no
yeah,
show
hit
next
me
week.
up on the Twitter at I am Queen T, IamQWEENTEE. Yeah.
There you go. There you have it. You can follow me at CEO Hayes. That's at CEOHAIZE. You can follow us collectively at Love Lust BAS Pod. And we will see you lovely and beautiful people in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.